Hate has no place in America, and we must stop the glorification of violence in our society. This includes the gruesome and grisly video games that are now commonplace. This includes the gruesome and grisly video games that are now commonplace.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've held back a lot. As much as I go off, I've held back a lot over the years. Not anymore. I'm not holding back. I'm sick and tired of that nonsense. I'm about to undress a few folks. Not by name, but I'm about to undress a few folks with that mode of thinking. Here I come. Buckle up.
So this weekend, there was two mass shootings. One of them happened in Dayton, Ohio, and the other one happened in El Paso, Texas, right here in my home state. Several people have been shot. Several people have been wounded. Several people's lives have been changed, ruined forever. The death toll, I believe, now is up to 31 between both of the states. And we already have politicians who are getting on TV and they are completely full of shit. Now, I have tried to do this video for like the past, I want to say 30 minutes, and I've deleted my audio because I was trying to be politically correct and not offend people. But honestly, I don't give a fuck. Now, this isn't anything new as far as politicians trying to blame gun violence and mass shootings on the video game industry. However, there seems to be a different tone this time. There seems to be more of a sense of urgency to find video games at fault. And I'll be honest with you. The majority of people who are saying video games are at fault have been conservatives, not liberals. It has been conservatives who have been saying, well, you know, video games and, well, what was the motive and all of this shit. I've been seeing, and I'm so confused. I was watching Fox News earlier, which I don't normally do, but I was watching Fox News, and it was one anchor, I don't know her name. She was so confused. What was the motive of the El Paso shooter? And I'm thinking, bitch, did you not read the manifesto? I mean, I'm just paraphrasing, but the shooter in El Paso, the reason he did this, he stated that Hispanics were going to overwhelm Texas's voting bloc of white people and could turn Texas, historically a Republican stronghold, toward the Democratic Party. He denied that he was a white supremacist. However, he used white supremacist language, stating that race mixing was destroying the nation and recommended dividing the nation into race-based enclaves. If you read the manifesto, he talked about border walls. He talked about sending Mexicans back, sending brown people back to where they came from. He disparaged Hispanics particularly. And this motherfucker drove from Allen, Texas to El Paso. He drove 9 hours after getting a firearm to kill Hispanic people. And he told us exactly why he was doing what he did in his manifesto. And people, conservatives particularly, are still debating as to why the fuck he did what he did. And now they want to blame games like Gears of War. They want to blame games like Call of Duty. And I'm convinced that these people don't know jack shit about video games. For some reason, they think that violent games are exclusive to the United States. We don't see this problem in Canada. We don't see this problem in the UK or Norway or China. We don't see this mass shooting problem. So the fact that they are saying that violent video games are causing people to kill people in mass quantities, to me, is a bit of nonsense. And conservatives are so confused, And don't get me wrong, I keep saying conservatives, but there are just as many loosey goosey ass motherfuckers on the left as well. Um, People on the left have murdered people in mass quantities, just like um, um, people on the right. But the FBI director, Christopher Wray, says that the majority of mass shootings and the rise in terrorism that we see today, domestic terrorism, is from white supremacists. Those are his words, not mine. So when I see people using video games as an excuse, I'm a little bit offended. I'm offended because, one, it's bullshit. First and foremost, it's complete. I don't even know what to say. And I'm going to say this, and not trying to bash um, the president of the United States, but everything that was in this man's manifesto has been said by the president at some point. Not everything, but a lot of it, about the building walls, about sending people back to their countries. Mexicans are rapists. It's an invasion. The guy used the word invasion, infested. All of these things that were said in the manifesto, a lot of them have been said by the president of the United States of America. Now, I'm not suggesting in any way that the president condones that people are exterminated or killed, or Mexicans are killed, illegal immigrants are killed. But when you look at the history of his behavior and his comments, and when somebody in his crowd, when he asked, how do we solve illegal immigration, and somebody yells out, we shoot them, and the president laughs, even though I'm sure it was done in poor taste. When you stoke up fear and you get people afraid of immigrants, you get people afraid of brown people, and you stoke up this fear and this hatred and this racism, and then you want to blame these mass shootings on video games, I think that is a bit of bullshit. I'm not the sharpest knife in the motherfucking drawer, but I just don't think that makes sense to me. When are we going to stop? And I'm not talking about this petty internet bullshit, but when are we as a people in real life going to stop being so toxic? When are we going to stop supporting racism? When are we going to stop supporting hatred? When are we going to stop supporting bigotry? When are we going to stop supporting negativity? When are we going to stop supporting these things? These things aren't anything new. But I don't know how you can support someone who acts and says those types of things, and not call yourself a racist, not call yourself a bigot. If you support people who are bigots, you are a bigot. That's just my opinion. It's not about whether you call it out or not. It's not about whether you're just speaking out against it. You should not support people with those type of views. There are plenty good Democratic people. There are plenty good Republican people. But we have to start calling it like it is. It is what it is. And I'm sorry that this video has turned into a political video, but I feel like somebody needs to speak out against this. The gaming community is one of the most toxic communities on YouTube. And it's always some racist, some political type of arguments on the gaming community. But when I see politicians saying that this happened because of violent video games, to me is very, very ignorant. When the president of the United States has belittled people of color ever since he started running for office in 2016. Anyway, Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. Um, I haven't been on YouTube in a while, but I did want to make this video, and I am imploring people to stop supporting hatred. I am imploring my colleagues and my politicians that support my state. I am asking you to stop supporting hatred. Um, if you're quiet about situations like this, you're complicit. You can't be quiet in moments like this. The only way that we solve these problems is if we speak out. And I would like to hear from other people. Just let me know what you all think in the comment section below. I appreciate you watching. Peace.